This is the Queen's Mic.
Hey there, beautiful people, and welcome to the Queen's Mic, a space where bold voices take center stage and real conversations don't hold back. I am your host, Joy Mojisola Raimi, also known as Queen Tiwa, and each episode we spotlight powerful perspectives, real stories, and lessons, ideas that inspires growth. And on this very special episode I know I always say very special episode, but this one is exclusive episode. We have a very special guest in the person of Faith Morey, Nigerian American model, reality TV star, etiquette coach, TV personality, entrepreneur, founder, Okachi charity organization, foundation, and Gracefully Faith. Oh my God, ma'am.
Take it.
Do I take this again?
Yeah, yes.
Do I take this again?
Yeah, you okay.
Let's take this again. Let's take this again because this deserves more than one intro. Please go again. And on this very special episode, we're taking it twice. We have a very special guest in the person of Faith Morey, a Nigerian American, a model, a reality TV star, an etiquette coach, TV personality, entrepreneur. Are you hearing the CV? Founder, Okachi Charity Foundation, and Gracefully Faith. Welcome.
Thank
We are
you.
very, very honored to have you here.
Thank you so
and
much.
I can't wait for us to talk about everything we're about to talk about because you exude so much grace,
Oh,
so
thank
much
you.
elegance. I've been
Thank you.
watching you from way back.
Oh, thank
I'm
you so
telling
much.
you, I've been watching you from way
look
back.
at you, Queens. I'm so proud to be on this show.
Oh, thank you.
People always say I have a special space in my heart for Port Harcourt, which I do. I believe charity begins at home.
Definitely.
But I also believe in complimenting when I see other women. So I like to say first, I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of you for, highlighting Port Harcourt not just in a negative part, not even Port Harcourt as a whole.
Mhm.
Nigeria also, you're a global queen. You present elegance. You show what it is to think outside of the box. I can be a queen and still be able to talk about real issues, not hot
Yes.
topics.
Yes.
Right. And that's what this platform stands for.
Definitely.
And I'm very excited to be here.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Let's quickly dive right into it. But before that, I have to put it out there that we both have the same similar upbringing. We all yes, because we were born in Port Harcourt. Am I
Yes.
right?
Oh, yes.
And we grew up
Yeah.
in Port Harcourt. We can call us Port Harcourt babes. Just
Born in Lagos, but grew up.
yes, but you represented us very well, and we all know that you are a Port Harcourt babe.
Yes.
I am a Port Harcourt
Through
babe.
and through.
So, guys, watch out. Watch out. So, let's dive right into it. So, you've lived across Port Harcourt, Abuja, Texas, Los Angeles. Which city, and also Lagos, which city made you who you are, and which one almost broke you? Because I know that there are stories to these cities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will start by saying my biggest achievement and portfolio either on record or resume is being a mom to my son, Ethan. I think that changed my perspective in life. He bettered this. I've always known what I wanted to be and who I wanted to be. But having Ethan, it was very serious that I actually would live the life I want him to see as an example without me saying, I needed to do this, I needed to do that. If mommy does it. And with that being said, I think I've developed that mentality of no regret. And I don't think anyone who has stayed around me for the last 10 years can say, I've used the word I regretted this. I met my partner 10 years ago and he taught me one simple lesson. He said, if you change one thing about yourself, it will not become this beautiful story. But what I want you to picture is if your favorite movie, the actor you fell in love with through that movie wasn't there, will you look at it differently or separately? So every place you've mentioned contributed extremely big in my life and who I am. For Port Harcourt, oh my God, I cannot. I think I mentioned earlier. People say I'm partial. I love Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is my home. I can live or grow any part of the world, but when I come back here, I'm grounded.
Yeah.
I've been in media rounds. I haven't had traditional wear, but I feel like my mom is not around, my grandma is not around, but I feel like I had to own it. You know, Lagos made me the model I am. I used to play basketball in Nigeria. That's Port Harcourt as the junior team in Borokri with boys, and I used to play in UST.
Talk your talk.
So Lagos was where my modeling career started.
Okay.
Started from Miss Nigeria, didn't get picked, but Joanna Okrududu, took me in for Nigerian Next Supermodel. And from there, it just bettered this more. I wanted more. I got married. I had a kid. And you mentioned Texas. Texas was the first place. No, New York was the first place in America I went to because of Couture Fashion Week through Nigerian Expo Model. And then I had my son. I went to Texas. We're used to this noise, hustle and bustle. Like, have you ever wondered, there's some people that still today cannot sleep without noise?
Really?
Without the AC. Yes, some people, the AC sound is not there or the fan is not blowing or they're not hearing cars around. I lived on a ranch in Texas. It taught me how to just find out who fate was. Your neighbor was 4 miles away.
Ooh.
You're seeing horses.
Ranch.
Like, yes. You're seeing horses, you're seeing animals. Like, in a normal day, I can't stand close to a horse. I ride a horse like a queen that I am, a warrior that I am.
Yeah.
I got to know who fate was. When I was a mom, I became a first mom, I got to take that time. And then when I came back home, in California was how my dream started. You see how I was able to transition?
Yes.
New York was what I saw for the first time through my neighbor's window in 23 hour people. There was light everywhere.
Tell me about it.
So there's a place you don't have to use in Panaka.
Hi.
To see 24 hours, so much light that is on the streets. I want to be there. When I went to New York, I started watching shows. And be careful what you consume.
Yes.
Because they make you, they mold you.
Definitely.
And I'll watch TV shows and I'm like, I want to go to California. You can be anything there. So that's how we transitioned to California. And that's the beautiful result you saw. And I'm very glad. I cannot say which is my favorite because I have stories from each of these parts and they made me who I am today.
That's a very beautiful story and interesting. It's like a Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, girl.
Okay, so your bio says, don't ever call me lucky. I prayed, I sacrificed, and worked hard for mine. What's something you sacrificed that people would be surprised to hear about? Something that people mostly don't know about?
I actually sacrificed being a sister first, being a provider first. My younger ones prepared me for motherhood before I had Ethan. And I don't know if you've heard this over and over again, and I don't care because I am actually out there because I want every girl to see me in their story.
Yeah.
The beautiful part, the ugly side, the side that in the making, the girl I used to be and the woman I am today. I would take care of my 3 younger ones and walk from my one to Beraton.
Yeah.
Lekaya.
Yes.
We'll have people bully and I would stand for them even when I knew that I was going to get punished. I think being a mom at an early age to my younger ones, I didn't have the luxury of playing. I didn't have the luxury of, buying things I wanted. I would have, if my friends from University of Abuja, I would have my phones with rubber band. They want to know I'm doing okay. Look at my younger one because they have to have the phones first before I do. What are you using it for?
That's a very
make calls and texts. It's just sacrificing my younger self and to make sure they're doing okay. And I'm very proud of every one of them. I'm living my childhood dream right now. I can jump on the couch. I can smile, which you guys see. I can play with my own son. And it taught me, being a good mom that I am today. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I would say that that's like made you understand better being a mom and everything. But that is a very beautiful story. And to see that you sacrificed a lot for your siblings, that's the elder sibling power right there.
Yeah, first
people
daughter.
don't talk. First daughter, Ada.
Ada.
Hey, people don't talk about that a lot, but we have to give credit every time
Yeah.
to our elder siblings. They're like our superheroes. You
Yes,
know,
they are.
I have an elder sister, and she doesn't know this, but every time I just look at her, I want to be like her.
Oh,
Like
I love that.
I just look at her. She's my inspiration. I remember while growing up, they would my dad would get us the same outfit all the time, and she would be so upset. Like
Yes.
she would be very upset. Like, we're not twins. Like, how are they supposed to know the difference now? But in my mind, I'm like, yes.
Yes.
So that we look alike.
I love that. I love
Yes,
that.
I really love elder sibling. So let's move forward. What's the most common mistake you've seen Nigerian women make in social and professional settings? Like, that's quietly like costing them what they're supposed to be. Like, we're talking about etiquette right now. What's one thing that you see that Nigerian women do when they step out that is costing them a lot?
Gracefully Faith was bettered because I was tired of people putting us in a box. And I think that was one of my major challenge. Being the only Black woman in certain room when I travel, and being a young woman. Being a single mom to an extent, it doesn't help your CV. I think one of the most, important mistake I've seen most people make as a Nigerian woman, even a Black woman or a woman as a whole, is
An African.
playing down who you are, shrinking for the room. So because I'm getting into this room, I don't want people to think I'm too audacious. I don't want people to think that I'm proud. So you walk in quietly like this. You're forgetting that the way you walk into a room sets a pace for who you are.
Exactly.
So being quiet is a no. Allowing people to judge you according to your skin color. Allowing people to judge you according to the color of your passport. A friend of mine spoke at the Great Circle just a couple of days ago. And she said, yes, when I get to the border, I stack my 6 for my passport together. And they say, you love to travel? He said, yes, I love to go around the world and show people what is about this country that I love, expose people, discipline people when it comes to certain things. And she would drop a tripod and call out a country, a government, and any airline, and they will call and cry to Nigeria. She's been able to change policies just because she refused to keep quiet. So, ma'am, be graceful.
Yeah.
Don't allow, I think when people actually disrupt us, like, oh my God, you're beautiful. Thank you, nice to meet you. Hi, my name is Faith. I'm also very ambitious. I'm the founder of this, Okachi Charity Foundation and Gracefully Faith. What I'm indirectly telling you with a smile on my face is that do not put me on the box. I am beautiful, I know that, but can you also ask me something else, right? And I think that's the story.
Oh, that's beautiful. You know, there's this story like that keeps me up at night. It's a real life story that happened to me. So as a beauty queen, you know we travel a lot. So I went to Egypt for a competition, and the reception, I'm not trying to call out any country right now, but the reception out there and the notion they have of Nigerian or Black women, it was so disturbing. Like, I'm like, are you guys serious right now? Because when they see you, they'll be like, oh, this is what they're good for.
Yeah.
Just put them in that box, and they don't look at us twice. And also, I remember when I was in the restroom one time, and I was just happy with my friend from another country because she told me a very beautiful news, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And someone said, it's the other skin color, said, oh, too loud. And I'm like, huh? What did you just say to me? I'm like, you can't say that to me. And she was like, oh, it's just that you make too much noise. I'm like, please, I don't want to do this right now. Just stay where you are. Let me stay where I am. Because it's just different out there. And we try as much as possible to hold ourselves and step up, like you say. But I mean,
I want to commend you
getting
first
there.
of all because we don't see ladies that actually embrace other ladies. Seeing that, and especially that's a good representative of Nigeria, right? The news we see online, and that's why it actually scares me. There's nothing good that we actually see. And if we were from the other country, let's be
They
frank,
wouldn't treat.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I am sorry. I always, even in America, hi, my name is Faith Morey. I am from Nigeria. So one of my last voice notes, I was like, Favor, I want people to understand when they see those glimpses and glam. I need a voice note. I'm unapologetically Nigeria. Nigeria made me who I am.
Yes.
So yes, when they treat you a certain way, I love how you're able to calmly say, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to give you space.
Yes.
I'm not going to give you this platform you're looking for. Why didn't she tell the other lady, congrats? Self-esteem.
Yeah.
So you represent a confident woman. It's only a
Always.
confident woman that would actually accept other confident women. But at the end of the day, I love the fact that you handle that gracefully. And darling, you can allow other people to shine. It doesn't take anything from you.
Period.
You walk into that room, and most of these people, they would do it like they want you to know. Sometimes they go, oh, she's black. Oh, yes, she is. Black and beautiful, 6 feet Amazon goddess.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, yeah. And if I go to a restaurant, you don't want to serve me. Or I was telling a friend the other day, Beverly Hills, you know me. If I pick a restaurant, I started picking from online, the movies I watch. And I told you that's how I travel.
Very intentional.
And I go, I watch TV shows and put in that. I go on Instagram, ask my PA, I'm like, I love this place. Whenever we're traveling here, please let's make sure we visit there. We walked into this very lovely restaurant. And I saw they were walking us past. Other people were by the window. You could see the ambience, the reason we picked it. And after the third row, I stood. I was waiting. And my friends were like, come now. I was like, I'm not going close to the restroom. What happened to this? What happened to this? So they don't want people to see the mirror because it's like a show glass of who is in there. They understand when people see black folks, they don't want to walk in. I said, no. If you're going to put me in close to the restroom, I'm not going. I'm not going there. So I walked out, I guess, because of the car I was riding. The manager came and whatever. I was like, I'll think about it, but I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
And that was it. And my friends were like, but there's nothing wrong in it.
Oh my God.
I said, I'm so sorry. I cannot explain my standard to you. We're paying the same amount of money. And sometimes when we go to restaurants, you could tell when a waiter is kind of like,
I know.
especially overseas. Hey, hi, what's your name? Oh, my name is Faith. Okay. And Faith, if you have a problem serving a black lady, you can actually give somebody else. And maybe you could get my job so you can afford to be the one sitting down. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Oh, nice color of eyes, by the way.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's standard. And that's intentionality.
Yeah.
And you also spoke about having your head held up high while walking into a room. And I feel like that's very important too, because people see you before you open your mouth to speak. And just imagine walking into a room and you don't want to make people think that you're too much. So you just slouch and walk in. I'm sure when they're having a discussion or if there's something important for somebody to be assigned to, they wouldn't pick you. They wouldn't look your side because they already saw who walked into the room and you're already judged and sidelined already. So that is very important whenever you're walking into a room. And that's one thing I think that pageantry and this whole queenship also teach you about.
Yeah.
It teach you to be yourself, be confident. Be confident. That's one thing.
If you're not confident, you can't get picked as, even as a model. You are global, you hold global. So imagine like folks from Arab countries, African countries, East Africa, European. And then you came out, what? Excuse me, please, can you tell them what you carry? What crown is it?
It is Miss World Nigeria.
Did you hear that word? Miss World Nigeria. If you played small, no, honey, when you walk into a room, you change the atmosphere. People, you see people going, who is she?
Yeah.
Who is she?
Yeah.
Because of the way you walk in. So when you see my son talking, we go out for balls and stuff, and they're like, sorry, how old are you? The questions he's asking is, what countries so far have you visited that you love the most? Any interesting movies right now? What book are you reading? And you see, he's about to be 15, he put his hand in his pocket, and he's talking to a CEO, and they're like, I need to put my 20-year-old child beside you. I'm like, can you actually... So he will tell you, my mom is a Nigerian woman first.
You know what that entails.
So when we walk in, we have all odds against us. I don't have anything to prove.
Yes.
But I'll tell you who I am without actually mentioning CV.
That's so beautiful. Now, this is going to lead us into talking about Grace Circle. So what is it about, and who walks into Grace Circle, and what do they walk out with? Like, just brief us on Grace Circle entirely.
So yes, Grace Circle is a spot, a safe space for the gracefully faith community. Folks who are just looking to live intentionally. Folks, but men, women, and children. I think it's a generational life skills we can teach to kids. You can see that from the example of my son, right? If you can start early, we'll bypass a lot of like our foundational mistakes, right? So we have like people like you who would tell their stories, their mishaps, their success. How did they make it happen? So every other person can learn when they grow. So Grace Circle is a safe space. It's not a social event.
Okay.
It's a community where men, women, and children can just say, you know what? I want to put my best foot forward. You're not living the life you are now. You're preparing the life you want to live.
Yeah.
So I intentionally started doing that from our people. They'll tell me, Chitu, put your shoulder down. Like, I didn't know at that time. Because when I watch something on movies, guess what? I will practice it in front of the mirror. So when they're like, I say, how now? They're like, you're too damn proud. Take a No, I'm not. So I know who I am. The Grace Circle is supposed to be unapologetically you. You learn something. It was supposed to be 3 hours. I was just saying it earlier. At 10:30, nobody wanted to leave, not even our guest speakers.
Wow.
People were sharing things that they were not previous to this. And I looked at it this way. I wanted to be able to start teaching people professionally, but it shouldn't always be about social currency. It should always be about currency, like money. What impact through Housewife I was able, without actually doing too much, states where I'm from, show people a different side of a woman. It was so intentional that I let people who are like us know that it's okay to be calm, collected.
Yes.
To actually be on your journey and not feel like you're asking for too much.
Yeah.
To see those ladies, I say, oh, you tell me your dreams, is that all? Because I've been that person who would tell people my dream, like, it's not achievable. So a couple of days ago, we had an outreach in Lagos. And they had these kids, they started with like a 6-kid singing. And I looked and I was like, Faith, when you were in Africa and you had all these people coming from Brereton, they'll put you in the back because you don't have like the right uniform. And you remember, and I'm like, am I the one people are singing for? Like, this is me.
That's so beautiful.
It's very important through OCF that we ask kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, how are you? When was the last time you saw a kid and say, how are you? Not how you, they are. They find trouble. No, like, how are you? And you stop. You're not saying it in emotion. Like, you stop and look at them. So that's what Grace Circle does.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Now, this young lady said she wanted to be a governor. And I said, and everybody went, all the teachers, I've picked something close by now. I said, hi, look at me. My name, what's her name? She said, her name is Faith. I said, thank goodness.
This is ordained.
I said, my mom said she named me Faith because I want anything you believe in. She said, talked about Hebrew. You have a little faith, like a mustard seed.
Yes.
You can do anything. She talked about Matthew 7:7. The Bible said, ask and it shall be given to you. Anything you ask. It didn't tell you what boundaries you should ask.
Yes.
I said, a teacher told me I will amount to nothing. Family members told me, Chidro, they were taking me to church. Yes.
Why?
Because I was asking, how many years ago it wasn't okay to leave Port Harcourt? People had kid here, stayed here, and that was it.
Yes.
Moving to Lagos was like, oh my God, you're about to go. Now you're telling people that you want to travel overseas, you're born in the wrong city and country. You're talking about California, something at that time people were watching just Hollywood movies about ritual or stepfathers and first people dying or dad is dying and they're trying to get something from,
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I was asking for something more as a kid.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to have a kid that will go through what I went through. So we wanted Grace Circle to say, just like OCF, I can be anything. And nobody, not even my mother, I tell my son, not even me can tell you who you want to be. And that's the purpose of Grace Circle. And yes, it was a successful one. Thank you, our guest speakers. Thank you, our attendees. And we were very intentional. We had over 5,000 people register. and we had just picked 16 people.
Wow.
Yes, we wanted it intimate. It wasn't a masterclass. At some point, yes, I'm going to have a masterclass.
Okay.
But I want from the door, I don't know what video you've seen. Hi, my name is Faith. Nice to meet you. I have a lady. Are you asking me what your name is? No. Say it again. So from the door, if you didn't take anything, you're taking the fact that when I'm telling people who I am, it's not a question. This is who I am. Right. And you're talking to someone and you're doing this. No. You see how all through we're connecting because we're talking, we're looking at the camera and we're smiling. Communication.
Yeah.
Some men don't even know how to communicate.
I know.
You go for an interview, you're shaking as a man, and then you're shaking like, no, honey. Hi.
Get it? Do you get it?
You know, so very confident.
Yes.
You know, you're hearing other people's stories, so you don't need a master class.
That's
Thank
very
you.
beautiful. That's
Thank
very
you.
beautiful. And also, you studied everywhere. From Port Harcourt corridors to Harvard to LA, red carpets. What did each of these spaces teach you that you couldn't get from other things?
So I'm a good storyteller. My videographer trusts me. Till 1 a.m. He's like, mom. I started from Port Harcourt Primary. And that's one of the schools we actually serve in Okachi Charity Foundation. We started from Sangana. My grandmother was the brain behind it. Her legacy was very important for me to maintain. So from Port Harcourt, I would say just being kind. In Port Harcourt, we ask problems like, my sister, I've not seen you since. How are you?
That's true.
You know, so when you see your favorites not on social media, I missed your post. No. It's like, I have not seen it for a while. You're an inspiration to me. Like, I hope you're doing okay. Whatever you're facing, just remember people like us. So if you've seen me in your DM, I do that on a DM. Yeah, I do that. Oh yeah, I do that.
That's
across.
Beautiful.
Yeah, across. And I say, I'm proud of you. I know there's some things you cannot talk about. So Port Harcourt instilled that family value in me, that selflessness in me, where you stop, take your time, and you ask people how they're truly doing. In Lagos, I would say, modeling. Abuja was lower. So it taught me, I can argue from now to tomorrow. God.
I know, our lawyers.
So I always
talk.
Yes. So law teaches you you have to find out what the advantage and disadvantage of what you're doing is. Like, you're talking about women against men. You have to find out, okay, what would that other person say and how can I respond? So I get to see things in a holistic point of view, not just what I want you to know. That also helps me in my everyday life. But when you tell me, I felt this way, I don't go, oh no, you're not supposed to, oh no. I said, I'm so sorry I made you feel that way. That was not my intention. This is what I was trying to communicate. So that made me very diplomatic, open mindset, right? California, we said from Texas, the University of Lone Star College. What that also taught me was I learned a lot. So you had communities of other Black folks because I was Nigerian. Black folks still think you're lesser. Yes. Oh, yes.
What Nigeria has done to us.
Yes. You see that breathe in and breathe out? She too have experienced it, right?
Yes.
And I would tell the security, I'm like, hi. I'm like, can you do me a favor? Can you follow me to the car? So when a teacher is teaching, I'll tell them, when I went back to school, hey, I went to cry to the guy. I said, hey, I don't want them to call me coconut head, do. Hey. I couldn't remember decimal points. Like, I've been out of school for a long time. Now, you want me to do math? And he looked at me, my math teacher, and he said, Faith, the first exam is a placement exam. We just want to see where you are. So he taught me basic skills, whatever. I said, okay. I didn't guess. I didn't try to prove anything. I told them, I said, I don't mind taking GED classes to meet up, right? So that's what, again, Abuja taught me. If you don't know, ask questions. You don't have to be loud for you to be noticed. Abuja is slow paced.
Yes.
People are moving. You see women like us, they are very graceful. And I love that.
Yes.
And then during that, I would tell my teachers when I start my first class, I'm like, I'll come early. Like, ma'am, when you're teaching, don't assume we all know it. I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. So also this process from Port Harcourt, there's a lot to learn.
Yes.
I also understand in Gracefully Faith, that's what I also teach you. For you to do better, you have to recognize that there's a problem. I need help. If you're moving, and it's not about perfection. It's about self-awareness. It's about putting your best foot forward, right? That's what Texas taught me.
Okay.
Then California. Of course, I did an executive program online during COVID, Harvard. I started thinking about things not from my own point of view as a CEO or as someone who makes the decision, but my PA. So I'll ask questions like, prior to that, I would make a decision based on the questions, reaction from other people. But also, I'm like, hey, Tosin, what do you think about this? And I'll listen. I'm like, okay, that's a good point of view, but can you look at it from this angle, right? So your team have to believe in what you actually achieve, we're trying to work towards. And they can see what you're not seeing. So I'll ask my girl, like, blessing, mommy, you see madam, they talk the other day. What if madam couldn't do, we will make them better? Or a driver, like something happens and like, what would I have done that would have given it like a better outcome? So across borders, like I said, I'm a storyteller.
I know.
And they made me shut up, made me feel small for the longest. And about 15 years ago, when I had my son, I refused to keep quiet. I'm not going to make you feel safe. If you're not, that's fine.
Yes.
I'm going to
if you can't handle it.
I'm not going to shrink. I'm too tall for that. I've gone through life for that. I have a lot to lose, not to prove.
Oh my God. I love that part. I'm too tall for that. We're too tall for that.
Yeah, so
if you feel small in our presence, please go. I will advise you to go on isolation because isolation is very important. That's where you get to find who you are, get to know who you are, talk to yourself. Because when you constantly have people around you, the noise and everything, there is no way you will understand yourself. You would just understand yourself based on other people's perspective because they'll tell you, oh, this girl, you're rude. Because I remember one time people were like, oh, you're rude, you're this, you're that. Then I went on isolation and I'm like, let me see what these people are saying so that when I come out, you don't get to tell me who I am. I get to tell you who I am because I've sat with myself for the longest and you cannot tell me otherwise. So that is really important. So
have you ever had a situation where someone asks you, who the hell do you think you are, without actually bragging or giving them your CV? Like you say hi to everyone and you sit down, and then something is going on, they're like, who the hell does she think she is? Hi, my name is Faith Morey. Yes, who is Faith? That's the hell who she thinks she is. So when you're comfortable being you, not as a provider, not as a mom, not as someone in survival skills, not as an entrepreneur, who Faith is, nobody can tell you who you are. So I love that.
Discovery.
Yeah, you have to discover yourself. So when the noise is there, you can just smile.
Because you know them well.
Yes.
So you named the foundation after your late grandmother, Mrs. Charity Okachi, who taught in a public school for over 30 years. So tell us who she was. Not the bio version, because I'm sure if I search her name, I will see all the Wikipedia and everything. But the real woman, the grandma. I want to know the grandma.
So everything you see in a bio, and you see different bios, because Big Mama, she was called Big Mama. She was the mother of all. It's always different. It's different because there's so much about Mama that cannot. If we sit down here and talk about Mama, 3 hours later we're still talking.
Oh my God!
Right. So who is Big Mama? Big Mama had 12 kids. Big Mama was a widow before 50 with 12 kids. Mama was someone that any of her kids will come with someone from home. She adopted other people's kid. Mama was how I learned that you could be multiple things and not one, what they call an aesthetic. You have to pick one. What's the word they use on content creating?
Niche.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Let me tell you who Mama was. Mama was a teacher. In the morning, Mama would sell water outside with fruits from the village. Mango. So if you're enough people, you know Mama. Yes. And everybody that came there, Mama would ask, my pikin, how are you? That water is too big. She'll call her child that probably has masters in USD to come and help a child. ago, Mama taught me kindness without telling me. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mama was selling water and stuff. Then by around 9, she'd go take a shower.
Mm-hmm.
She'd go and teachings. I think it was Sangana first. In the afternoon, St. Andrew. She was a teacher by day and also, yes, and for over 30 years.
Wow. That's a strong woman, right?
Mama
there.
will come back. Mama will still continue to sell. Mama had 12 kids. During the weekend, on Friday, Mama will enter bus to Iba. If from Ikere, you know Iba. She had a farm. Mama will cultivate. Mama will do gari from scratch. I know how to fry gari. Mama taught me that. Oh, my big mama. I knew when I lost her that I needed other people to share Mama's story.
Mm-hmm.
Like when someone asked me a couple of days during International Women's Day, oh, which of the schools did you attend to help you out at this your grace, journey to build gracefully faith?
They'll be thinking about some.
And like, oh my God, like on the day of International Women's Day, post a fire picture. I said, I'm always posting nice pictures. I always have my son's birthdays, minus birthdays and Mother's Day, I do that. Then someone asked me a profound question in an interview. Who taught you how to be graceful? Mama did. But they didn't know the name it was called at that time. I was playing basketball. I was a tomboy. I would sit down on my legs.
Tomboy?
I know. My secondary school friends from McDonald and Brereton, that's primary school, and then married. When they look at me, they're like, I wish people can see you before. In my book, you're going to see those raw pictures. So if you can see the transformation. Mama, I can go on. I can go on. Mama will tell you, close your leg. Sit like a woman. She taught me how to teach.
Wow.
Sit. I'll walk. This call me chaka chaka. You know, Port Harcourt, we have a very unique way of calling things.
Oh my God, we have.
They say, oh yeah, waka in, come back.
Really?
Oh yeah. That was how to walk. It wasn't catwalk at that time, but she just wanted me to walk ladylike. I'm my pikin, you're too tall. Why they sit down like this?
Yes.
Come on, carry your shoulder up. Own your space.
Yes.
And one popular one, every Nigerian parent taught you. When you go outside, you need to chop like that.
Don't think anything from
That's
everybody.
social intelligence. That's how you go into another one, but it's not a buffet.
Yes.
Eat in your house first. So even at me now, I will eat my obono soup before I go for an event.
I know.
Yes. And I'll tell people, Mama made me comfortable that you can tell your story. I say, my pikin, she say I've been supposed to play shot put for Nigeria, yes, in Olympics. Yes. And her late husband, who was also a policeman, Big Papa, he taught me also a lot. Say, who will take care of your 12 kids? Which is, at that time, Mama said, my pikin, what you say you won't do again? You won't play basketball? Mama was in front in Borokri. When I wanted to do modeling, I couldn't tell them because modeling at that time was like prostitution.
Yeah.
So when I was going to South Africa for the first time, I can't still go. I said, Mama, and they go to South Africa. Mama, pray for me. Mama prayed. Say, my pikin too stubborn. If I tell you make you do am, if they your mind, you go do am. So you go enter that thing with it for up.
Oh.
And I say, yes. No forget where they come from.
Foundation.
So, yeah. So she taught me family values. Even as an adult, like there are some things that we cannot do. I can't smoke cigarette, I'm sorry. I can't drink wine as an adult like this in front of my mom. Even as at 5 years ago when we lost Mama, if I'm coming to Port Harcourt, I cannot do all this. My nails has to be cut. I will put the hair, because I have to go for an event, and I'll put the hair in a hairnet. I will take the heels off and just wear, if I'm wearing a trouser, it has to cut a shirt. So Mama taught us modest, how to be modest. If I went with this, she was fine. At that time, it was in vogue to go through with like long nails and stuff. There's a lot. And OCFCs that all through our mentorship program, which we do, we bring in doctors, cops to teach the kids. We asked a kid the other day, what do you want to be? Say, I want to be a banker. I say, why? I like money. Say, no go take the money, go house.
It's important.
Yeah, if you can touch your mentors, touch your dreams, it's not too far. You want to be a pilot? Okay, we'll get a pilot that can actually make a video.
Make them
And now
believe.
we're actually planning on taking our kids to the airport for excursions. These are kids that have never left that little community. People don't even know they exist. And our job is to keep advocating for early age education.
Yes.
Because I'm still learning a lot of things. I still have a lot of foundational problem because I didn't get enough. I didn't know enough. I could see that with the way it transitions with my son. I was learning a lot from him in 5th grade. 5th grade. We were taught to cram, not to learn.
Exactly.
Okay,
And
people
it's
who
crazy.
did, my sister told me, say, I did accounting and finance. My pikin, my sister, I don't remember what I learned, half of it. We were
Just
teaching
cram
them
to pass exams.
Yeah. So we're teaching them also life skills, skill acquisition, how to bake. You're seeing kids are more realistic.
Yes.
You ask them what they want to do, they'll say, I want to be a baker, auntie. I want to do this, auntie.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what OCF does.
That's a very powerful foundation. And now I see where all this emanated from, the origin, the root. It was a very, very, very proper root. And I'm very, very happy for you.
Thank
you know, early education is that's why I say we have something in common, because my foundation, Love for Humanity Foundation, is based on maternal health and early education too. And we have done something in Makoko too, in Port Harcourt here. There's a school we went to, basically general schools where they have limited access to most of these things and most of this information. And I strongly believe that early access to education is very important, because that's the foundation on how you would get to who you want to be. That gives you a clearer picture of your goal and everything. Yes, I believe that.
And I commend you for your selflessness, because
Thank you.
It's easy. You see people, and foundation has gotten a bad press in Nigeria, especially.
Recently.
It's almost like you're proving each time. And I love the fact that it's not a definition of who you are. You preach different message and see how you can give back. And that's one of the reasons why when you called, the Queen's Mic called, I said, yes, I must show off. Thank you for what you do for the kids.
Thank you.
And for amplifying their voice. Early age education is very important.
Definitely.
You're talking about, we don't want our kids to turn out to be kidnappers or, terrorists, doing drugs. At the age of primary 5, most of them are already introduced to drugs or carrying drugs or holding arms. And of course, our girls also. So early age, you start teaching them these skills. And thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, too,
Thank
because
you.
I know that you have been a mother to over 500 kids, giving them good education.
5,000 kids.
Jesus
We
Christ
have
of Nazareth.
8,000 as the last time we counted. We're in Lagos, Abuja, Kano, and also in Lagos, Abuja, Kano, and Port Harcourt, of course.
Oh, that's massive.
Yeah.
That's massive. And we appreciate you for putting in time to work towards this. So you're a mother, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and a TV personality. Which role keeps you up at night most?
Being a mom.
No.
Being a mom. I was speaking to a very good, someone that works with me yesterday, and I said, if anything ever happens, I'm so satisfied that my son in the next 50 years will tell people who his mom. And a lot of times, people in school don't know. So when we go on PTA meeting, they're wondering, this girl will just wear one simple shirt and jeans and be walking as if she owns the whole place. And sometimes teachers will ask, my son, like, who's your mom? It's like, oh, can you bring your phone? You Google housewife.
Quick search.
She's like, oh,
Quick
in
search.
foundation. And I serve every summer. That's the best job and best title I have. I was telling him, I was like, I can go to bed knowing that he knows that his mom loves him. And if Ethan tells you, I'm calling my mom, even if it's a school district, I don't care who you are, your body is shaking because he said, if I call my Nigerian mom, like, you see that confidence he has. A lot of parents, we didn't have that. Most people didn't have that.
Yes.
Like, when they told me to write about my dad, and my dad was well-to-do, well, we grew up from a broken home. So I didn't want to. I blocked that out, early on, because I wanted to I had to be a big sister, a mom to my younger ones. And I wrote at that time it was Mr. Biggs. I don't know if you remember when Mr. Biggs opened in Port Harcourt.
Yes.
When you're going to school, you're having that nice aroma, but you can't go in because you couldn't provide it.
Yes.
So I wrote that my dad was a manager in Mr. Biggs. And him, yeah. And I didn't know what he was doing, but I know he was doing okay because my family always say, after all the things when they do for other people. So you knew he was well-to-do. I took my time. That was the first time. I took my time in Panaka in the night after everybody had slept. I wrote a profound essay I thought it was. And, school system, they'll call out, the people that the last people are the ones that came out first, third. I was always not the smartest in school.
Me too.
So when they called me, my sister.
Me too. I was always a C student.
Yeah.
So that's why I always say, there's a difference between intelligence and smart.
Oh, yes. Some kids will sit down and get it. People who work with me know I have to get it over and over again. But it's okay. Are you willing to learn? The more you do it, the more better you become. You're not supposed to be perfect.
Yes.
And I remember, submitting my stuff, and he was like, they called everybody. I used to be the 8th to last. If I became 10th to last, I'm dancing. They're going to still beat me. I said, Auntie, there are 2 more people I passed this time around. Say, Pondo, you carry Pondo again. So if you're in Port Harcourt, Pondo, last,
We're using a lot of Port Harcourt slangs right here, please.
And then to end this, he took the paperwork in front of the class. This was Beraton. Remember that time, politicians' kids that were huge, they'll come with big cars.
Yes.
We took a couple of boxes, just transportation before we got there. He said, who told you your father is a Mr. Biggs chairman? Go back and write it. Write him as a farmer.
Who said that?
Teacher. That's why it's important through OCF that I correct any student that is being told they cannot be. I went back home. I thought that, my family, they are all educated. My uncles and aunties, if I read their CVs here, they're all educated. So I thought somebody would follow me home to school and say, why will you do that?
Say that?
Because my son knows if you mess up, that's what you get. I say, I write them now. We write to the teacher, I won't make you pass. That was when I learned that do not allow someone to write your story for you.
Yes.
I refuse. So motherhood is mine.
I know. And this thing that happens, I don't know if it's just Nigeria or this Nigerian adult or African as a whole. Once you tell them a dream, they feel like it's too big. They get to try to water it down. Like, are you sure this thing you're talking about, are you sure you're not just daydreaming or something? But that is something that we need to change. And I feel like my generation understand that better. And they are trying to, change that narrative as much as they can. Because just imagine me now as a young girl. In the next few years, I'll have a kid. And my kid will come to me with, oh, Mom, I want to be this and I want to be that. And I would tell my kids, oh, no. That doesn't make any sense because I would love her to fly.
Yes.
Let her imagine that she can grow wings, fly to the highest of the highest stars. And yes, I will be there cheering her on because I know the foundation. I know that if you believe in something, it will actually work out for you. And I so much believe in affirmations too.
I love that.
And you know that I also believe that I'm a God in a human form because you have so many unexplainable things. You have oceans, you have waterfalls, you have trees. You can't explain it. And you have me, a human. It's very, very unexplainable. That's why I believe that I can do anything.
Yes.
Just say it and work towards it. And it's there.
And you can. I love that. Sorry, guys. You guys will have a lot to edit. Sorry. I'd rather you, again, I'm meeting her for the first time. And I can tell you that I want you on my great circle. And I also want to partner with your foundation. And to me, I don't look at just an entrepreneur. I don't look at just a presenter. I don't look at just a platform. I look at what did I learn from today? I just learned that I'm not crazy. We think alike. And yes, our parents, they know better. We are aiming for better because we have the tools they didn't have. Instagram. That's why I'm saying it's very important you actually select what you consume.
Yes.
You carefully. We know all this because we see on TikTok. We see on Instagram. We go on YouTube. Before Instagram and TikTok came, YouTube. So we don't have an excuse not to do better. The difference between then and now is availability of these informations online. And be very careful, because at the end of the day, even if someone tells you, hey, it's not about rules and regulation. What works for you? There's a popular saying that you can have 4 children and have 4 different kids.
Yes. 4 different experiences.
Yes, the way that your older sister would actually see life would different from the way you see life.
Yeah.
But the story remains. We came from a home that had value, especially family values and moral values. And that will make us, till today, I say, Mama, I give Mama to kill me. They'll say, Mama, don't. I say she will roll in the grave. I couldn't do tattoos until Mama left. Yes.
Oh my
there's
God.
no way.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
And then I decided, you know what? I need people to know it's okay. It's okay to be you. And I love this generation. I love how enlightened we're not keeping quiet. People are talking about childhood trauma. You know, our parents, they did the best they can. So when you're telling them this sad side, they're like, are we coming from the same place? Like, are you serious? Is it the same, this thing? I'm like, you're supposed to listen to your child.
Yeah.
If my son tells me, Mama, I feel this way.
Yeah.
I listen to him. So I have that platform with him where I tell teachers, I said, the minute I drop him off to when I pick him up, just know he's told me all people's stories. So yeah.
Yes, that's very beautiful. And I'm very happy that we're changing the narrative so that we don't end up raising depressed. A lot of youth are depressed. And some of it stems from family, parents not being available, just trying to water everything down. There's some times where you tell an African parent, oh, I feel this way. And they'll be like, please
go to church, go and pray about it.
Should I invite a pastor to come and deliver you or something? So it's going to be very different, and I'm happy about this. So lastly, where is Faith Morey in 5 years? What's the vision for you that you haven't introduced to the world yet?
I have a book that I've been sitting on the shelf for 2 years. And that's because I wanted to make sure that I tell my story. And to an extent, I wanted to make sure also that I had the right team that will not water down my story. I think a couple of years ago after Housewife, I was like, everybody's always saying this Afipo. So I wanted to release this little, went visit, took my son back. My son was like, I thought it was like an Airbnb, a cabinet. I said, cabinet in what place? Like, no, darling, it's not a cabin, We went in and then this young man came in and I was like, it was an older man. It was like, Chitru, you don't come back. I was like, hey, uncle. And I said, that's the man I used to watch TV, TV through his window. That's him right there. It was like, wow. And I showed people where we used to line up as kids and take a shower. I showed him, so it was more visual when he understood where I'm coming from. So 5 years from now, we have 8,000 kids, OCF.
Yeah.
I want us to have about more than 50,000 kids. I want people to be uncomfortable when they see a kid crying and walk away. I want Grace Circle and, the Gracefully Faiths to be able to touch kids even kids, men, women, that they come back and say, you know what, I had someone today that said, Faith, I had to iron my small t-shirt before I came to see you today. And I was like, wow.
Yes.
I want to be able to have that impact. The same way Mama had for me.
Yes.
I want everyone who meets me to go back home not the same.
Excellent.
My job is through OCF. 30 years from now, we should have people being a doctor, local government leaders, 40 years in the House of Senate,
beautiful
lawyers, and said, I could do it because of that auntie with the purple shirt.
Beautiful. That's a very great vision. And I'm so happy that we get to talk to you today. I've learned a lot. I don't think this is up to 1 hour, but I've learned a lot from you. Your poise, your elegance, everything about you speaks grace. And we're so happy to have you today. And that is a wrap on this episode of The Queen's Mic, where every voice holds power and every story deserves its crown. So hit that follow button, subscribe on all social media platforms, YouTube at The Queen's Mic, Instagram at _The Queen's Mic, and TikTok at _The Queen's Mic. Until next time, stay poised, stay powerful, and remember, Your mic, your story.
Yes, darling.
This is the Queen's Mic, where voices rise and stories shine.